Welcome to Show Em The Dore, everybody. The only Vanderbilt sports podcast actually sponsored by Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen. Please. I'm speaking it into existence.
Trying to speak it into existence.
I'm your host, Christopher Conway, and this is my co-host, Willem Azzinnaro.
What's up? Cheddar's, if you're out there watching this, first of all, the fact that you saw my Instagram story is dope. But to follow this up,
it's a sponsorship.
Sponsor us. Please sponsor us. Anybody, really.
Yeah.
We'll take anybody. Frosted Flakes, Fruit of the Loom.
I'll just get
Heinz
from Heinz?
The mustard people.
The mustard people?
No, they're ketchup.
I mean, They do both.
Really?
Yeah, so does they also do French's does mustard as well.
That's the one I was thinking of. See, French's, if any of them want to either one, sponsor us, or two, sue me for saying that. Do both. Subway? Dude, how cool would it be if Subway sponsored us?
Willem went through the absolute... He went through a gauntlet last night with Subway. He was, for 30 minutes, sitting here. I'm writing a paper. I'm doing research. I'm doing, like, real things.
You make me sound like a bum.
It was. I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, what should my research question be? And you're like, how can I scam Subway out of their small order fee? And it was like a 30-minute process.
Who has a small order fee?
Subway does.
That's what I don't understand. Why do I have to spend $10? I literally just want Subway because EBI is closed for the night.
Yeah.
EBI was closed at like 6:30 last night. And we don't eat. We're monsters. So I have to fight with Subway. I have to physically fight them.
So
I beat Subway up.
And then he got it refunded.
They sent it back to me. They sent me back my money. And I was going to cry. So I just ordered it again. Simple.
So.
It was one of the greatest things I've ever eaten too. It was incredible.
Anyway.
If you want to comment what your Subway order is.
Yeah, I will judge you.
Yes, I will.
We've missed a week.
Thanks God. They had 1 week off.
Yeah, they went. Oh, thank God.
They're in remission.
Yeah. I hope.
But we're back.
Back at it like a crack addict.
Back at it like what?
Anyway, so. We've missed a week. We have a lot to cover.
We have so much.
But we're not going to make this like a super long episode like
not
we did
again.
in episode 2. That was terrible.
I apologize.
Yeah. For those of you who watched episode 2, because there are some of you, how? It was like we were still stiff at that point. Like we didn't joke at all.
It wasn't a really great hour-long podcast.
No, it wasn't. Yeah,
I probably couldn't watch it again. If
I could, just because I'd want to critique myself. But anyway.
Fair enough. I'm not a growth mindset. I'm more of like a, dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyways.
Today we were going to talk about 2 football games. 3 men's basketball games, and then 6 women's basketball. 7. We're gonna so we're still gonna make this like around 30, 35
is just 6.
minutes.
I'm just dumb.
Okay. So we're gonna make this the same time as normal, which is like 35 minutes. And so we're gonna like speed run through things. And I feel like today is gonna be a little bit more of a chill talking with Willem and I podcast that's vaguely centered around Vanderbilt sports as opposed to the other way around. I think that's kind of how this podcast is going to go
We
forward.
Just put Vanderbilt in the name to get the clicks.
Yeah, all the clicks we get.
All like 12.
Yeah. We're hoping that
our viewership.
Around baseball season, I'm thinking that our viewership might go up a little bit, but that's not really the point.
And when we have our second guest, whom...
True, we might have another guest on soon.
Fairly soon. Oh, it'd have to be like pretty soon because winter break is coming up.
Yeah.
I gotta text him like soon.
Yeah. Oh, it's a him. Anyway.
It's not Cheeseman, dang it.
It's not I want Cheeseman on the pod. Kendall, please. I'm begging.
I believe it's day 2 of begging Kendall Cheeseman to get on our podcast.
This is the second
I'm gonna talk about her until she notices me.
I hope you should tag her in your Instagram.
I will.
Okay, so I guess we can start with football real quick. We played 2 football games, one against Ole Miss and one against Tennessee. I said in the last episode, the last rendition of the pod, that we were going to lose terribly, and that if we covered the spread, it would be a success.
Spread was like 30 points.
Yeah, it was 35 in the Ole Miss game and 32 in the Tennessee game. But you know what? We covered in both. So in our best game, in my opinion, of the season was the Ole Miss game. Because even though we lost by 17, we went to Oxford, Mississippi, which is a terrible, horrible, awful place to be. And we played, in my opinion, well enough to like be competitive with Ole Miss.
Yeah. I hate Lane Kiffin.
You know, we ended up losing by 17 points technically, but it wasn't that. It happened in a way that like we got desperate by the end, and so they like got to run up the score a little bit. And it was just overall a really good game. I think that if we started Mike Wright, because we started Ken Seals in that game for the first half.
Why?
That's a great question, Willem. I have no idea why, but I'm not a football coach. Maybe I should be.
Maybe we should be. If they had us coaching?
I think if we had us coaching, we'd win 3 games this year.
True.
We don't lose to ETSU.
No way. We wouldn't have been by Quay's grandma, though, if we were in the coaching staff.
Nevertheless, Ole Miss was a good game. Like, actually, when Mike Wright came in during the second half, our offense looked strong. Ole Miss doesn't have a particularly great defense, but, I mean, it's still an SEC defense versus Vanderbilt's offense. So, like, they always look pretty good. But, you know, we had long drives. We didn't look clueless, which we did, like, versus Georgia. We had, like, all of 1 yard. Granted, Georgia's defense is the best in the nation. But, you know, it felt like a big step forward for both the Vanderbilt program and Clark Lee as a head coach, as, you know, he's obviously learning in that situation as well. You know, it wasn't bad. I liked the game. It was, like, I watched it all. I watched every single snap.
That makes one of us.
Yeah, that makes one of us.
I'm a horrible host.
And it was fun. It was like a fun game to watch where even though we weren't really winning, it was competitive like through the fourth quarter. And I thought it was even though we ended up losing by multiple scores, it didn't feel like it through a lot of the game.
Yeah.
So then Tennessee game, I also watched every snap of that game because I was at the game.
Let's go. I also watched that game, so
it was a lot of fun actually. I enjoyed it. You know, I'm from Knoxville, so what I did is I had a Vandy shirt on underneath a UT hoodie.
Oh.
And so whoever had the ball, I would take the hoodie off if Vandy had the ball, so I'd have the Vandy shirt on. Yeah,
that's tight. I like that.
I got dapped up by one of our D linemen because I yelled at him. I also
Which one was he?
Langford was his last name. I don't know if he plays the whole time.
Langford,
get on the pod. You dapped me up, bro. I said ball out today, and you nodded at me.
We have a connection.
Yeah, and then I also got saluted by Mr. Joseph Bolivus himself.
He's in the Army.
Yeah. So he was nailing some field goals early. He kind of wasn't. He was kind of terrible in warm-ups. He missed like 3 field goals in a row, and I was like, well, no, it was after it. I yelled. Maybe he was just mad at himself. Because for a while, I yelled at him because, you know, like I'm like, oh, I know this guy, and nobody else does because we're in Neyland Stadium where the only Vandy people can sit in this very tiny corner opposite from where they warm up. And I was in the end zone. And so I was like, oh, I'll yell at him, be like, show some support. And I did. And then man just like looked at me for like 4 seconds. And I was like, not going to do anything. Like I like yelled at you, bro. And he was like, I was like, all right, for sure. No worries.
Cool.
Yeah. I was like, you're dope. Whatever. That game. Okay. So that game was fun. I liked that game. And
it was cool. Yeah.
It would have been. So what happened was on our first drive, we got the ball first. And we drove it like halfway down the field. And I'm sitting here and a bunch of UT fans. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to do something good. And then Mike Wright threw a pick 6.
Such a bad pass.
It wasn't a bad pass. It was just. So he got pressured from his right side and tried to throw a hot route curl. The only issue is he had thrown the same hot route curl the past 2 plays. And so I think it was Theo Jackson, a defensive back for the Volunteers. He obviously expected it and then jumped the route, and then he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
True, green grass.
And so at that point, it like mentally stunted our offense to a point where by the time that everybody was like mentally recovered from that, our defense ran out of gas and we were down 2 scores or 2.5 scores. I think maybe it was like 20-0. I don't know. But it was just unfortunate. Like it wasn't. I don't think we played bad. I don't think we played
the halftime Hail Mary.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, we're not going to score any. And then Mike Wright threw a line drive 55 yards directly to Will Shepard.
Will Shepard. He's that guy.
He's that guy.
Because I thought it was halftime. And the announcer on TV was like, and that's halftime. And then they're like, oh, well, there's 1 second on the clock. You know, they'll just run this second out. We'll see. And then he's like, wait just a minute. They just scored. I was like, they what now? You texted me. You're like, he just threw a 50-yard touchdown.
Well,
like,
I'm sitting here and I was making fun of it because it was on the opposite end. I'm in the end zone. So I'm looking at the Jumbotron because I have no depth perception on the other side of the field.
Dang.
And I'm like, there's no way we're about to throw up a Hail Mary from our own 45. Like, I was like, no, I don't know if Mike Wright has the arm strength to throw a 55-yard Hail Mary.
So long. That's like 150 feet.
Yeah, I'm not saying I do. Like, I'm not trying to flame Mike Wright here.
I do.
But, like, okay, well. But, like, you know, that's a long Hail Mary for, like, even NFL players.
Yeah.
You know? And then it got to Will Shepherd, like, on the goal line. Like, it was not like a deep in the end zone he was for sure in.
He was, like, on the one when he jumped.
For a second, I was like, did he really get in? And then they didn't review it, and we kicked the extra point. And I was like, all right, we going into halftime. Yeah, I was like, all right, 17-7 at halftime. And I was making fun of people. I was looking around, pointing at my friends and stuff. I was like, you're a UT fan, just let up a 55-yard Hail Mary against Vanderbilt? I'm like, what an L. I don't care if we lose the game.
Bums.
Yeah, imagine being that big of an L. I also never realized how big certain Tennessee wide receivers were.
Jeez.
Like, I remember Cedric Tillman, who, I mean, I guess this is a Vandy podcast, but I'm going to talk about this for a second. Cedric Tillman caught a ball and broke like 4 tackles on the way to the end zone. And you see that a lot, like, on TV.
Great route running and not, I don't know about any tackles broken. He just...
No, you were thinking of a different touchdowns. He broke like 4 tackles. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, man. Like, he got to the end zone, he like ran up to like kind of where I was, even though like I didn't try to dap him up. And I was like, that dude is huge. I was like, that man is so big. And he was genuinely like 6'4",
yeah,
like 250 he looked like. I was like, God bless.
We saw Chris Pierce today. I was like...
Yeah, we walked by and we were like, he's a big dude.
I was like, geez, that guy's huge.
Speaking of Chris Pierce, that man had a phenomenal last 2 games. He, I don't have like numbers with me because it doesn't really matter. He was our like only targeted receiver at points. It was like when we really needed a first down, or like I think he even has an interception on the season. Like he was there and he played really well. I'm happy about Chris Pierce Jr. I think he had a great end of the season.
Yeah.
I don't have a preview for next week in football because there isn't. You know, we'll see how recruiting goes this off season. If there's like a big recruit, I might mention it on another episode of the pod. But for now, I think that might be the end of football on Show Em The Dore Season 1.
Well.
It might be the last time we review a football game like we have been doing every week on Show Em The Dore Season 1.
We might have other content.
Yeah, we might have other football content.
I'm going to tackle Chris.
Yeah, actually, so what Willem and I are going to do for episode 7 is we're just going to do Oklahoma drills the entire podcast. And by the end of it,
table.
The thing is because I have like such a size advantage, Willem gets to wear the helmet, and we're gonna see what happens. Anyway, basketball.
Allow me to open up my laptop. So yeah, good stuff, Chris. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that. So, men's basketball. We're doing them first, just because that's the order that it's in on my laptop. We played 3 games. 3 good games. 3 good wins.
Dubs.
First game, we played Winthrop. Who, I don't know if they're
like the Eagles
team. Yeah, they're the Eagles. I don't know if they're like a quality team to win against. But like, team. I mean, it's a win nonetheless. We take wins.
Win?
A dub is a dub. It's a dub.
It's a dub.
Simple. Okay, so we won that game 77-63.
It's like a 14-point dub.
Yeah, on God it is. Jordan Wright, 28 points.
Man, that makes up for one of those games where he had the 9 turnovers.
Yeah, 17 fumbles.
Yeah.
This is basketball. How do you have a fumble?
It was terrible.
He played a bad game. But 28 points there, redeeming himself. Tyron Lawrence, 20.
I didn't know
Same
that
game.
is.
Tyron Lawrence, he's our 4th starter. Pretty darn good.
Oh,
I think he's
yeah,
number
that
20.
one. No. Yeah,
He seems like a cool dude. And then Scottie Pippen, the man, the myth, the legend, 13 points.
Good for
Which
him.
is, I mean...
He's pretty consistent.
Solid numbers.
He's like a little bit above 10 normally.
My issue is he's the preseason SEC player of the year. 13 points, it's a down game.
He's averaging 14.8 per game right now.
Really?
Yep.
It's not great, in my opinion. For SEC preseason player of the year, our only, vastly talented player.
Well, he's probably getting so much attention in terms of
fair enough
and stuff.
And I'm sure he'll settle in and stuff, but it's just interesting.
Also, you wonder if wouldn't score more against these people because then we're going to go into SEC play and you assume that they'd have stronger defenses.
Yeah, we'll see, how's he going to balance that? Is he going to put in more? I haven't seen his dad. I've been looking for his father. I'm like, where's Mr. Pippen?
Mm-hmm.
Is Future there too? I'd like to know if Future is going to
Bro, I hope he never watches this podcast. If Scottie Pippen Jr., if you ever watch this podcast, please don't listen to Willem. I want you to come on.
I'm sorry.
I would like you to be on the podcast at some point.
I'd like Future to be on the podcast, man.
Stop.
Scottie Pippen's mom, she could be on the podcast. Scottie Pippen's dad, Scottie Pippen himself, he could be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Not if you keep talking about Future, he won't be on the podcast.
I feel like we have a connection to Michael Jordan through the Pippins.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, so next game we won against Pitt, which is a solid win. They're not great by any means, but I think it's a quad 1 win, maybe.
They're in the ACC.
Yeah.
What is a quad 1 win?
I can't remember what it means per se. Anthony uses words like that. Quad 1. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but cool.
No, I've heard of that. It's
I have too. I don't know what it means.
So during March Madness bracketology,
March Madness, like the Future song.
Whenever they make the brackets, they talk about how they judge teams against each other are looking for certain quality wins and strength of schedule and stuff.
Yeah, quad 1 I feel like is the top.
Yeah,
however many number of
it's
teams.
It's normally Power 5 and most of those teams are quad 1 and Pitt is in the ACC. So
true. So we beat them 68-52.
That's a 16-point dub.
That's a dub. But you know what's weird? No one had a really big game everybody Jordan had 28. It was a lot of little contributions, a lot of 8 points, a lot of 10 points, a lot of 5 points.
And that's what you're looking for.
That's what really Trey Thomas,
small
the kid, that small child on our team, freshman. He's a little guy. I mean, he's probably way bigger than me.
Yeah.
Because he's a basketball player. But in terms of basketball, he ain't that big. Comes off the bench, he's a dog.
Yeah.
He gets stuff done. He had 14 points. He led us in points.
Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about, kid.
That's what we're looking for.
He's a freshman, too.
Yep.
And then Pippen, 11 points.
Pip.
Our second highest scorer, I think. So interesting. And then Mississippi Valley State.
We killed them. Now,
are they even a real team?
I don't think. I think it's
I don't believe they exist.
It's like a Bishop Sycamore situation.
That's what I'm saying. Is Mississippi a real place?
I don't know if Mississippi is a real place. Also,
Mississippi Valley?
From what I know about Mississippi,
Mississippi Valley State? Even worse.
So, actually, it's Mississippi Valley, which is somewhere in Mississippi. They've seceded from the Union.
They're their own state.
It's their own state.
There's Mississippi and then Mississippi Valley State.
They have one basketball team.
Just one.
And they
the whole population is their roster.
Yeah, and so they traveled to Vanderbilt to lose 75-36.
Do you know what confuses me?
What?
When basketball teams have the name of a city and then state.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I can't think of any examples off Dome.
No, I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah,
you don't have to think about this too hard. I get what you're saying. People know that.
Gears are turning.
But
I just don't get it. Like
Mississippi Valley State?
No. If there was a school called Nashville State.
Okay, what about Kent State?
Kent State. Why? Kent's not a state. That's in where Ohio?
I don't know, bro.
I don't remember.
I don't care about Kent State.
Anyway,
so we beat
the heck out of them. It was 75-36.
We absolutely destroyed them.
And you know what? You know who our highest scorer was?
Miles Stute.
My boy. We've been saying his name wrong.
Yeah, it's not Stute, it's Stute. I remember,
which is pretty tight in my opinion.
We went to the first game.
I was like, dang, they're saying that wrong.
Yeah, and I went, oh, is it Studi? And Willem goes, no, it's Stute, as if the announcers knew more. Like, they didn't know as much as he did.
I thought they were saying it. I don't know why. Because he sounded uncertain. He said, Studi.
Well, that's just what they do.
I was like, he sounds uncertain with that one.
He's
like Pippen Jr. and then Studi.
Yeah.
Like he's unsure of himself. I want to be that guy. I want to be the announcer guy. But anyways,
I'll keep that
he had 20.
Yeah, he put up.
Pippen had 12. Got some nice contributions there. Good games. And each game, our highest scorer has been a different person. Jordan, Trey, and then Miles. While Pippen stays consistent in double digits.
Right.
I like that. That's how you win basketball.
True.
A different guy contributing every night. Mm-hmm. And then maybe one or two or a couple guys consistently scoring points. Doing good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're talking about?
That is what I'm talking. It's literally what I'm saying. So that's all we got for about men's basketball because we don't want to like take that much time delving into all of them because
nobody cares.
You don't need to listen to all of this. You're just here to hear us ramble, I guess. I don't know why, but you listen. Thank you. Anyways, moving on. Women's basketball, which I get all too hype about. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I'm here for Cheeseman content.
That's what I'm talking about. I think I've only touched your shoulder one time this episode.
I'm so glad.
Just to point that out real quick.
I don't know if you actually have at all.
Because I've done this. I did this, and I've like hit your arm a couple times. And
yeah, but it hasn't been like a...
It hasn't been a grabbing kind of day.
No, thank
Jeez
God.
Louise. Okay, so we played 6 games. I was wrong when I said 7. It was 6. You're right. My bad. So, our men's basketball
preview.
No, not preview.
No.
We don't have time for that. We
play SMU.
Yeah, sure, and we're gonna probably lose, man.
SMU's
They're
a
a good
decent
team. They're a good team. If we can win that, huge dub. Our
Squad 1 win.
what is it? What's it called? Why can't I think of it? We're 5-1. What's that called?
A winning record?
Our record. That's it. Our record is 5-1. I'm sorry. We took an exam today, and so like my brain's fried. Yeah. Sorry, pal. So 5-1, first in the SEC technically.
Really?
Yeah. Just give us another few weeks.
I
and
don't
that'll
think
change.
we are.
No, we are. Look.
I don't think that's how that works.
5-1, first in the SEC.
Is it tied for first?
Probably. I don't know.
Man. All right.
But at this point, number 1.
Stop the count.
Stop the count. Stop the count. That's it. Number 1.
Put the banners up.
Number 1.
And we lost to...
We also just retired our all-time leading scorer's number.
Nice.
Number 32. I can't remember the dude's name.
Good for him, though.
But seems like a cool guy. We're hanging him in the rosters. His number, I mean. The rafters, what I meant. Dang, I'm dumb. So we're hanging his number, not him, his number in the rafters.
I'm glad we're clarifying the fact that we didn't.
I said him first. So he's not.
We're hanging him in the rafters.
He's safe. He's safe for now.
He's home with his family.
For now. So.
We're kidnapping him and putting him on the podcast.
You must do this.
I'm going to email Jay Cutler.
I'm going to email J. Cole. I'm going to DM J. Cole again. Again.
Okay, can you get through your... Can you start with women's basketball, please?
Women's basketball, 6 games. First game, Tennessee Tech. Terrible team. W.
Awful team.
75-55.
Beat the heck out of them.
Brene Alexander.
Don't know who that is.
13 points.
Hey,
you know who
good for
Brene
her.
Alexander is?
Nope.
She's like a consistent, like, best or second best player on our team.
Oh, cool. Brene Alexander. Keep that in mind.
She's in my what's-it-called class, Rocks for Jocks.
Oh,
she sits 2
sick.
rows and 4 seats there.
Okay.
I know exactly where it is because I'm like,
Ask her to get on the pod.
I will. I'll be like, I'll throw stuff at her. I'm like, hey, psst, get on the pod. Get on our podcast. And then there's another girl that's like directly there for me. I don't remember her name, but she doesn't play any minutes.
Cool.
Brene Alexander, 13 points.
Dub.
Big dubs. And I know what you're all thinking, the Cheeseman points.
Yes. It's your favorite part of the podcast.
It's
Cheeseman
where Chris
watch.
guesses how many points Kendall Cheeseman, our favorite player, has scored.
How many minutes did she play?
I believe like 10.
I'm going to guess 6 points.
Well, you weren't anywhere near. She scored a grand total of 0 points. And I'm guessing with that many minutes, I don't remember that game specifically, but
Dang.
she didn't score, which is okay because she's a freshman. But I just wanted to point that out because we're the Kendall Cheeseman podcast. We're actually going to change our name.
Cheeseman fan club.
We got to change the shirts now. The Cheeseman.
The Cheeseman.
Show them the Cheeseman.
The Cheeseman.
Cheeseman? I can't dap people up as well with the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
So it's been a hard
Anyway,
few days.
so...
Game 2, Jacksonville State, which is a real thing, apparently.
Oh, you couldn't have used that when you were thinking of a...
Dang, you're right. Jacksonville's not a state. Why does it get the word state in its name? Why are we not Vanderbilt State? Maybe it's because we're not a public college. Maybe. So 61 to 71. I don't know why I wrote it like that. We won 71 to 61.
Yeah.
Brynell Alexander, 16 points.
Man, she's absolutely carrying.
She's a bucket.
Yeah, evidently.
And we're getting solid stuff from everybody else. 8, 9, 10 points fairly consistently.
Yeah.
And Cheeseman. I'm not going to have you
watch.
guess this team this time because she didn't play. DNP did not play.
Dang.
Sadness.
Cheeseman watch.
But hey, it is what it is. Still Cheeseman watch. That's what we doing. And then, next game, I believe this was in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It was some Paradise Classic. It's gorgeous down there. Do you see their stories?
Yeah.
They post stuff on their stories. I'm like, gosh dang.
I need to be on the women's
I need to be on the women's basketball team. Men evidently. So, Jacksonville State, I just said that one. Arizona, the number 8 team in the nation. Arizona's having a great year in men's basketball too. Tommy Lloyd, shout out to you. There's no way he's watching the podcast, but he's a cool guy. I personally knew him back in the days.
Okay.
We go back. We're tight. He ate a sandwich from my parents' shop all the time. He's a cool guy, Tommy. Anyways, Arizona, number 8 team in the nation. We lost. However, it was 48 to 46. That's close against the number 8 team in the nation. That's tight.
That's 1-3.
That's tight. That's one shot. Put me out there.
He'll miss it.
Yeah, but if you give me 27 tries,
he'll make.
I'm bound to hit one.
He'll hit one.
Yeah. Give me 15 minutes. I'll put in those extra 2 points.
Yeah.
I don't know how women's basketball is for playing it, the dynamic of it, because obviously I've never played women's basketball. But I'd imagine I could put up 2 points if you give me consistent time. You know what I mean?
I believe you can put up 2 points.
Yeah, every once in a while, every third game maybe. Speaking of putting up 2 points.
Did Kendall Cheeseman put up 2 points?
2 points! Let's go!
If only
I think she did that one in 3 minutes. Might have been 10. Might have been 3. I don't know. But she put up 2 points, which is better than the last few games.
Gets you more playing time.
It does, really.
More PT.
Brick by brick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know.
And so next game was Rutgers, which...
Big Ten team.
Is that even a real word? Rutgers.
They're in the Big Ten.
Yeah, but it is a real team?
Yes.
Aren't they the Scarlet Knights or something?
Yep.
Cool. So we won 51 to 40.
Bums.
Yeah, we really win these games. We won the first game by 20, second game by 10, Rutgers by 11, and then only lost to the 8 team in the nation by 2? We're kind of serious.
Yeah, we're kind of real. Kind of raw.
We real. First things first on the realist.
Drop this and let the whole world feel it. It's a Nicki Minaj song.
Really?
Yep.
I like Nicki Minaj. She has a couple songs that are bangers. 51 to 40, Cheeseman points. I believe this one was 10 minutes as well. Maybe 11.
4.
0, sadly. She scored 0 points.
And she even earned more playing time.
Man.
Put her back on the bench.
She's been on the bench. So then we played DePaul.
DePaul.
DePaul. DePaul. As they say in France.
That's what they say. That's actually how they say it in France.
DePaul. It's like you're pulling it out of your mouth.
How do we do against DePaul?
DePaul. So we got killed.
We got killed
by DePaul. Darn French people, man.
Yeah, on God. That's why we don't this is the official podcast of not liking the French.
I don't think we can say that.
I did.
Chris doesn't like
I'm not
French
cutting
people.
it out either. That's more editing
French
for me.
bread? No.
French bread's alright.
Snails? No.
Definitely not snails.
Paris? No.
Absolutely not. I'll save the Eiffel Tower. But that's for
Who's
me.
in Paris? Okay, I'm making some mad hip hop references this time.
Yeah, I know.
So
You're doing
if
good.
you're getting all these, big ups to you. I think never mind.
Whoa.
So 91 to 74. They put up 91 points
We're
on
gonna beat by
us?
17 by DePaul?
Jeez. 91 points. That's my issue.
I mean, I'm okay.
Sure,
if
we lose-
If they
we
put
lose
up
by
91
14.
points and we put up 108, I'm okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's tight. But no, 90. Jeez. Okay, but you know what? Here's where we make up for it.
I don't
Cheeseman.
know. Cheeseman points? 6.
2. She put up a week high. 2.
Her weekly high of
Yep.
2 points.
It was a good game.
She got a layup.
I believe that was that. I can't remember. It was either 3 or 10. I'm gonna say it again. 3 or 10 minutes.
Willem's like, I actually don't know when she played at all.
Couldn't tell you. Making it up.
Willem's in here, he's like, yeah, it's about 3
She
minutes.
actually doesn't really exist. I've made her up.
If you did that, honestly, I haven't ever looked at our women's basketball team other than like
the
some
roster?
Instagram. But yeah, so like if you made her up, that would be the biggest ploy in the universe because I wouldn't have.
Everyone listening is like, oh yeah, Kendall Cheeseman. Watch out for her in a couple years. She's gonna be good. And then I'm like, she's fake.
I actually made her up, and I'd be like, well, all right.
Okay. Anyways,
Kendall
so yeah.
Cheeseman is Willem's
Then we
alter
played.
ego.
It's my schizophrenic episodes.
Yeah.
I'm Cheeseman. All along,
yours.
it was me. Jeez, what the
Yeah,
heck's the matter with
You
us?
need to put up more
She's
points.
6'2" though, so like
Your alter ego, you just grow.
my alter ego is
You
6'2".
just like scale yourself up.
Make myself a woman.
Yeah.
It's the same process.
It's like the girl filter.
So we make up for that loss against UTC. That's the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Isn't that where Emily goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. We won 91-61.
That's
We
30
beat them
points.
by 30 points.
You know, I bet
Boom.
our coach was just like, we lost to DePaul by 17. Y'all
Cheer
better
up.
go beat UTC.
Y'all better win.
Or else you're off the team.
Y'all better win.
I already know I'm fired.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Lil Will, you trash. I know you thought I forgot about you, but I did not.
Yeah.
This episode is a train wreck, man.
This
This is
is-
horrible.
Nobody's going to get this far in the episode.
No, you're right. If you are this far in the episode,
I hope you get that inside joke.
sorry, pal. It was a YouTube video that was really funny about the coach of the Clippers getting fired.
Yeah.
So to key you in on that inside joke.
Cool.
Yeah. Maybe that's why ML Santos said no inside jokes, because like your audience is going to be so lost.
Yeah, no, that's why that is exactly why she.
I'm putting inside jokes in my speech about you.
Okay, cool.
This aside is now over. Cheeseman points at DePaul game. Out of 91 points, how many do you think she scored?
UTC, I'm gonna guess 6 again, but I don't think she did. She probably scored 0.
You want to try again?
0.
No, you want to try again?
2.
Yep. She got her a
Weekly
bucket.
eye!
She got her a bucket.
You know, I wonder if she's like 1 for 1 or if she's like 1 for 10 every single week.
I think she's like, hold on, I can look this up. We got time.
It's at the free throw. It's 0 for
We got
10.
time. So the UTC game.
This is your weekly. Willem doesn't know the stats and needs to check his computer.
Yeah, this happens far too often. She had 13 minutes in the DePaul game.
Okay.
No, Chattanooga game. 1 for 1 field goals.
Hey.
She had an offensive rebound, 4 total rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 turnover, 1 foul, and 2 points in 13 minutes.
I
Solid.
mean, she's just not an offensive juggernaut.
Maybe that's the issue. I'm dumb. I'm just looking at the wrong stats.
Yeah. We need more Cheeseman stats.
We really do. Hold on. Let me look her up. Okay, so this is her page.
Oh,
she
so
does
she is-
exist.
she is
There
real.
she is. Lo and behold.
Aw.
Number 11. She's 6'2", freshman. She averages a grand total of 2.3 points a game, 1.9 rebounds per game, 0.1 assists, and
43%.
43% field goal shooting. And we play Kansas next game.
Is Kansas good at women's basketball?
They're good at basketball,
But they're good
just
at
in
men's.
general. They're 6-1.
Yeah, but they ranked.
We're 5-4. I don't think so. No,
We're 5-4. How have they played 7 games? We played 9.
That's what I'm saying. This is absurd.
Hold on.
Oh, it was because we played in that.
Oh, in that tournament.
Yeah, in the Virgin Island. Islands plural, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing I like to say,
Mm-hmm.
Bella LaChance, the sophomore, why is she not getting playing time?
I don't know who that is. So.
She's a bucket.
Is she?
Yeah, 3-point magician. I don't know why. This is our weekly takeaway. Give Bella LaChance more minutes.
True.
She hasn't played in most of these games I'm looking at. She puts up 1.5 points a game because we don't give her time. She's played 4 games this year. 9 minutes on average. I don't understand. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, I feel like she could be a good producer. And Cheeseman, why didn't Kendall play against, what's it called?
I'm putting Kendall on the court every minute.
Every game. I don't know about every minute. We got some buckets. I don't want her taking up that much time. Because Bernay Alexander, Jordan Cambridge, Briley Bartram, we need time for them.
Every minute.
All 48 of them?
Yep.
She's going to be tired.
She'll get used to it.
Coach Chris.
Putting Cheeseman on the court.
They need you, really.
The Fighting Cheesemans.
Oh, no. This is the descent of our podcast.
Yeah.
This is where we fell off.
Yeah.
We fell off, sadly. I'm about to break character. Man, so I think that's all we've got. Oh, no. In the UTC game, all 12 players that played scored.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
That's dope.
Fun little fact for you, you know.
If that's ever an Aflac trivia question.
If that ever is an Aflac trivia, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. On every single college football game, they're like, all right, now ready for the Aflac trivia question of the day.
Oh, we do Arby's for Gonzaga. The Arby's question of the game, and I always get them right because I'm that guy.
Yeah. Well, SEC is bigger than Gonzaga, so I thought that.
Hey, man.
Also, we're in the SEC, so.
Okay, and?
Okay, well.
So I think that's pretty much all we've got.
Yep.
I'd like to take a moment to apologize. This podcast was weird. And if you stayed and listened to the whole thing, you're probably our realest supporter.
My mom.
My own mother doesn't watch our podcast anymore.
The realest supporter of this podcast is my mother.
Lisa Conway. Absolute legend.
She is my #1 fan.
You know she's made it this far because she's thinking, what are they saying?
Yeah.
Somebody's listening to this.
She's going to text me and be like,
Somebody's listening to
Willem
this,
said...
about to send a text.
Well, yeah, Willem's like... She's like, Willem said, that's what I'm talking about too much.
That's what... She's going to give you little critiques. Yeah. I actually really enjoy it because...
I do too.
It's like, dang.
It's funny.
Somebody pays attention to me.
True.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I matter. This is... Wow, man. Yeah. It's been a long week back, man.
It's been a long...
I'm not ready for this.
But...
We only got 2 more weeks.
Yeah. And then after the next 2 episodes, we probably will... I mean, we'll be gone for like a month.
We'll go on hiatus.
Because we'll be gone from the 18th to the 10th in terms of school.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, so
it'll be like the 14th before we put out an episode.
Yep.
Wow, that's sad.
That's true. That'll be the end of Show Em The Dore Season 1. But we still have 2 more episodes and maybe a third one thrown in. So, you know, for all the supporters out there, you know, then baseball season comes up and we all have a lot to talk about.
Oh, that's for sure.
But,
when does baseball season start?
It's in the spring, supposed to.
What's the Omaha Challenge? Have you seen that?
Nope.
They're doing something. They post about it every day. It's like the Omaha Challenge. They play dodgeball. What is the Omaha Challenge? I'd like someone to explain that to me.
Yeah. But anyway, we appreciate you guys coming.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a nice ride.
Yeah, and you know we'll be back, but obviously we still have a little bit. Sure. We're hitting this home stretch for sure.
Yeah, we got 2 more weeks. We're gonna be singing Christmas carols next week.
Yeah,
that's it.
Next week we're gonna have like a Christmas themed episode.
No content. It's all Christmas carols. What's your favorite Christmas carol? Silver Bells. Sleigh Ride?
Sleigh Ride.
Dang it. I don't know. I had the S right. I don't know why I was going to.
Silver Bells.
Sleigh Ride.
But,
that's a really good one. That's the one with the gnarly saxophone solo. Right?
No, maybe. No, that's the...
Dang, you're right. With the...
Yeah.
What's the one with the saxophone solo?
I don't know, bro.
We listened to it literally yesterday.
I was writing a paper.
You said I'm not really vibing with this, and I'm like...
I wasn't, because I was looking up research.
Subway and listening to Christmas carols. Why must you hurt me?
Well, Willem was severely annoying me last night.
We had a good time.
It was fun. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Thanks. End this before I end myself. Somebody click.
That's staying in the pod.
Somebody click the
Go
button.
hit the recording button. Bye, guys.